In consumer news, a new analysis from the Federal Reserve Bank reveals nearly 90% of President Trump's tariffs last year were paid by consumers and businesses.
Consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn breaks down the data and shares how shoppers are feeling the financial strain.
The analysis finds from January to August, U.S. importers bore 94% of tariff costs. Importers passing most of that cost in higher prices to manufacturers and retailers, ultimately you, the consumer. While exporters began to shoulder slightly more of that by November, consumers and businesses in the U.S. remained on the hook for 86%. The Federal Reserve Bank says the Treasury Department collected $287 billion in tariffs in 2025. That's up 192% from the previous year. But the Supreme Court ruling looms. The U.S. government could owe businesses as much as $168 billion in refunds if the court says Trump exceeded his authority under emergency powers law. For taxpayers, this means two conflicting realities. In the short term, the government is collecting a lot of money from tariffs. In the long term, if those tariffs are ruled unlawful, taxpayers might ultimately bear the cost of large refunds, which ultimately could mean higher future taxes, more borrowing, or spending cuts. So the tax is hitting consumers twice, once at the store via higher prices, and potentially again if refunds are required. And we will feel this, especially in southern Wisconsin, with all the local production, dairy operations, especially when you're considering things like farm equipment prices and the tariffs on steel or imported machinery. But the court is expected to make its decision soon. Legally, they have until the end of the current term, which is late spring, early summer.